The waters off the Strait of Hormuz have never been more dangerous, more contested, or more consequential. Right now, as you watch this, two of the most powerful amphibious assault forces the United States has assembled in the Middle East in decades are cutting through the Arabian Sea, loaded to the rails with Marines, stealth jets, and the one aircraft that has Iran's commanders losing sleep every single night, the V-22 Osprey. This is not a drill. This is not a bluff. Operation Epic Fury is real. It is active. And if the next few days go the way the Pentagon is quietly planning, the world is about to witness something it has never seen before. A lightning-fast vertical assault on one of the most strategically important waterways on the planet. Iran seized control of the Strait of Hormuz. America is about to take it back. Let's back up and make sure you understand exactly how we got here, because this story started building long before most people were paying attention. On February 28, 2026, the United States and Israel launched coordinated airstrikes against Iranian military targets, including the assassination of Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei. Iran's response was immediate and catastrophic for the global economy. The Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps transmitted warnings via radio to vessels in the strait, declaring that no ship was allowed to pass the Strait of Hormuz. Just like that, the valve on roughly 20% of the world's oil supply was slammed shut. Tankers that were mid-transit turned around. Insurance companies pulled their coverage overnight. Global energy markets went haywire, and Iran sat back and smiled because they knew that every day that Strait stayed closed, the pressure on Washington grew heavier. What followed was weeks of relentless air war. United States Central Command announced the use of multiple GBU-72 5,000-pound penetrator munitions on underground missile silos along the Iranian coast near the strait, massive bunker-busting bombs that punched through layers of rock and concrete to destroy the underground facilities storing Iran's cruise missiles and anti-ship arsenal. American commanders deployed A-10 Thunderbolt II jets to hunt and destroy fast-attack watercraft on the water's surface, and Apache gunships to intercept one-way attack drones before they could reach commercial shipping lanes. The U.S. military was systematically dismantling Iran's layered coastal defense architecture from the air, killing the missiles, hunting the drones, degrading the command networks. And still, the strait stayed closed, because Iran had one weapon the air campaign couldn't easily solve: naval mines. Hundreds of them, seated across the shipping lanes like a deadly underwater jigsaw puzzle, daring anyone to try and push through. So Washington made a decision that changes everything. The USS Tripoli and the USS Boxer amphibious ready groups are now heading toward the Strait of Hormuz, together representing the largest marine amphibious force assembled in the Middle East in years. Think about what that actually means for a moment. Aboard the USS Tripoli are 2,200 Marines from the 31st Marine Expeditionary Unit, along with F-35B stealth fighters, MV-22B Ospreys, and CH-53E Super Stallion heavy-lift helicopters. The USS Boxer carries the 11th Marine Expeditionary Unit, another roughly 2,500 personnel organized as a self-contained force with an infantry battalion, a composite aviation squadron, and a full logistics combat element capable of operations ranging from non-combatant evacuation to full-scale high-intensity amphibious assault. More than 4,000 Marines. 2 carrier-level aviation platforms, and the V-22 Osprey sitting at the heart of it all. Now here is where this story gets genuinely fascinating, and where Iran has every reason to be terrified. The entire strategic problem with forcing the Strait of Hormuz has always been the mines and the swarming fast attack boats. A conventional amphibious landing, ship to shore, troops in the water, would be catastrophic. Iran spent decades preparing for exactly that scenario. They trained for it. They laid mines for it. They built their entire coastal defense doctrine around bleeding American forces in the shallows before they ever reached dry land. But the V-22 Osprey doesn't care about any of that. An air operation using F-35Bs for close air support and Ospreys to insert Marines behind Iranian coastal defenses could seize islands and coastline along the strait while bypassing the mines and swarming boats entirely. The Osprey doesn't transit the minefield, it flies over it. It goes around the coastal gun batteries. It lands directly on the objective, the pier, the rooftop, the fuel depot, before the defenders even realize what's happening. And the Osprey's capabilities make this kind of operation viable at a scale that has never been attempted before. The MV-22B combines helicopter-style vertical takeoff with turboprop cruise flight once its rotors rotate forward, reaching speeds approaching 270 knots and carrying roughly 24 fully armed Marines or several tons of cargo, with an operational reach exceeding 800 nautical miles. 800 nautical miles. That means these aircraft launch from ships positioned well offshore, far outside the range of most Iranian anti-ship systems, and still deliver a fully armed marine assault force directly onto any coastal facility in the strait. No beach landing, no minefield navigation, no slow approach that gives Iranian fast boats time to swarm. Just Marines dropping from the sky onto objectives that Iran thought were safe simply because they weren't on the shoreline. Military planners have made clear that in any full assault scenario, U.S. forces would likely approach at low altitudes using tilt-rotor aircraft, with elements from the 82nd Airborne Division and select Special Forces detachments joining the raids, almost certainly accompanied by a strategic shock operation elsewhere in Iran, including potential strikes on electrical grid infrastructure designed to blind Iranian command and communications at the critical moment. That's the full package. The Ospreys bring the Marines in low and fast from far offshore. The F-35Bs provide stealth air cover and suppress anti-aircraft positions before the first boot hits the ground. Apache gunships handle the IRGC fast boats scrambling to respond. Aegis-equipped destroyers offshore provide ballistic missile defense if Iran tries to retaliate with its longer-range arsenal. And the 82nd Airborne stands ready to drop paratroopers to reinforce any seized position. This is a multi-domain vertical envelopment that uses every advantage America has specifically engineered to defeat Iran's chosen strategy of coastal denial. The target that makes strategic analysts' eyes light up the most is Karg Island. Karg Island hosts 90% of all Iranian oil exports, and Washington could use it as a bargaining chip of almost incomprehensible leverage, a way to force Tehran to the negotiating table not through diplomacy, but through the cold mathematics of economic survival. Here's the detail that tells you everything about American intent. When U.S. aircraft struck Karg Island earlier in the campaign, they deliberately left the oil infrastructure intact. They didn't destroy it. They want it operational. Because a seized, functioning Karg Island is worth infinitely more than a rubble field. It is a lever of economic power, the ability to turn Iranian oil exports back on, under American military control, on American terms, the moment Tehran agrees to reopen the strait. Iran knows all of this, and Iran is watching these ships approach with the cold dread of a regime that built its entire defense strategy around one set of assumptions, and is now watching American commanders methodically work around every single one of them.